Hello, awesome people. I hope you're having a great day today. Today we're taking a look at a 23-page short story. It's called The Tattoo. It's published in 1909, more than 100 years ago, so it should be for free online. It's by Mary Raymond Shipman Andrews, somebody who had written a bunch of stuff and was pretty independently wealthy and such during that time. So we're taking a look at Mary's short story called The Tattoo. This is not like, she's from the States, and unlike a lot of tattoo-based short stories at that time, this actually is a more of a comedic take on the tattoo concept, if you will, and that's what, and the editor has included this as sort of a change of pace, if you will, the 23-page long The Tattoo for you folks. So let's take a look at it and so forth. So basically what's happening here is that this is a fun, interesting short story that's set contemporaneously. As a reminder, I don't do spoiler dives into this, so I typically only give you the first page or two to get you caught up. A woman is just getting off of a train. She's going to a cab. She's coming off an elevator with her 5-year-old son and so forth. And somebody enters the elevator, an older, taller lady, and then she looks strangely at her son, and then they leave, and she comes up to them as they're getting ready for the cab and giving her instructions and so forth for taking them to where they're going. And she comes up to them and she asks if it says that her son looks a lot like her own son and so forth back when he was 5, and they exchange information so they can come over and she can show them like pictures and so forth, and that's about 2 pages in to a 23-page short story. So I'll leave you there with it and so forth, and that's cool. And I like the idea and the central concept, but I don't think it really is. This isn't a horror, this isn't a fantasy, this isn't a science fiction. It doesn't go into a dark place, really. For the 23 pages, there's a lot of conversations about the two sons. Both have the same name and who look identical. And there's a tattoo in it, but the tattoo, which is the name of the short story, really isn't that relevant to the short story. It's rarely mentioned. So I don't know why it's called The Tattoo. In the Tales of the Tattooed collection, which I'll link to in the comments below. And you can also try to find it for you for free, since a lot of these short stories were published more than 100 years ago. 95 years ago was back when the things. So the only question will be, is Mary's short story online for free on a place like that somebody has copied it? Right, that'll be the main question. So that's basically what's happening, and that is our key concept for you folks. So I didn't like it that much because I thought it was just too long. It didn't really keep me that interested. I read it last night for the first time in about an hour and 8 minutes. So it's really just a little more over an hour for you folks. So I did like it. Reading it, and I enjoyed it, and I thought it was well written, but it just didn't go anywhere, do anything interesting, particularly with the concept of that it's titled The Tattoo. In the collection Tales of the Tattoo. So I'm only going to be giving this a 4 out of 10 for the short story, since it doesn't go anywhere particularly fun or interesting, right, or have an ending that I didn't see coming, and so forth. So there you are. I'll go ahead and leave you to it. So there you go. As a reminder, I like to do a lot of these older short stories. That's where the title of this channel comes from. And this is definitely older from the pulp era. Well, I don't know if 1908 is really considered to be. It might be more the beginning of the pulp era than the actual proper pulp era that we all know and love and such. So I don't know what you would consider that, but I do consider it sort of that between the Penny Dreadful era and then all the massive short stories that would be written by pulp era writers and such. So I do consider it, but as a reminder, this channel's title is "The Worst Thing About New Books." That's a quote by our French philosopher Jacques Joubert, who said that the worst thing about them was that they kept us from reading the old ones. Right? There's a constant passion and fascination with the newest movie, the newest story, the newest comic, right, and so forth. And I think that point is that there's a lot of good older stuff out there that's pretty good too. I didn't, so that's one of the reasons why I pick up this collection and read a lot of the older things for this channel, right? So that's where the concept and passion comes from, of the 3 genres that I covered that I mentioned before. So there you are. Have you read this? If so, what do you think about it? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you agree or disagree with my 4 out of 10, or if you think it's better or worse, just let me know. Or if you thought that I was spot on with it just being too long, having too much conversations about people and lives and such. So there you are. If you like this, why not hit the subscribe button, the like button, hit the bell icon if you're feeling frisky to be notified of my 3 videos a week. And then also, you can to tell your friends about it too. And then finally, I just want to pause and take a moment just to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing it watching my video, because we all have so many things that are happening in our lives and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me, that's incredibly humbling and I appreciate it. So thanks again and have an amazing day.